That was when I started on campus at the Central University College.
I see. How did you get the idea of starting up a business like this?
Whew, that is a long story, but I'll make it brief. At Central University College, when I had admission, of course it is a general norm. No student is supposed to wear slippers. You are not supposed to wear slippers. It's one of the dress code of the university. But I was teaching students of Ghanata College of Art. This is an art college. And the salary was not enough to buy a shoe, a complete shoe. I remember I wanted to buy a shoe at Circle, 12 Ghana cedis now, 120 Ghana cedis. And I couldn't afford it as a teacher. And so I had to do a slippers, a simple slippers, but unique, and then wore it to school. I wore this thing to school, and then a lot of people loved it. Where did you get this from? Oh, Prince, your toes are nice. Where did you get this from? And then I told them, I made it. Then they said, oh, can we have a pair of the same thing you are wearing? And basically that was how the concept of Ceo.Teo started.
And how did you develop the art and skill of shoemaking?
The amazing thing about Ceo.Teo is that I didn't train as a leather person. I didn't train from anywhere. I didn't learn it from anywhere. But I am a very, very artistically minded person. I want something, I don't get it, I create it myself. I want this dress, I don't get it, I have to
stretch yourself.
Exactly. So what it means is that you can be the tailor, you do your own thing, but I tell you, fine, you do it this way for me. That is what I will accept to pay you your money. So basically, that is how it started. So what it means is that there used to be a shoe shop, I mean, a slippers factory around, on the main street of Central University. And I went to them knowing very well about the unemployment situation in the system then. So I told them I could be a partner just to market your stuff for you. And they didn't accept the terms because I was a student, and so I must come up with a term that will permit me to pay my fees. And they didn't accept the terms. So I said, one day I was just walking by somewhere in Circle, and then something told me, why don't I develop the concept of slippers myself? Because people love the concept. They were saying, oh, Prince, can you bring me one? Can you get me two? Can you get me three? So then I said, no, let me then go to them with my own leather works and then my concept. So when they finish doing the work, I will come home and then garnish it the Ceo.Teo way before launching it to what? The system. So that's basically how the whole concept
So you officially started in 2005?
Exactly. I registered the company in 2005 officially, and that was somewhere along 2005 June or something like that. July.
And how did you come up with the brand name Ceo.Teo?
Okay. Ceo.Teo, critically looking, it is Kukrumutikasa. Your toes are talking. I told you that I wore one on campus, and students loved it. Teachers loved it. My colleagues loved it. And I said, what is bringing the attention to my toes, even though it is not permitted to wear slippers on campus? I was violating the law, but I was a cool guy. And from first year to fourth year, I was a class rep. And so you couldn't reprimand the class rep like that.
You told me about the difficulty in procuring a shoe for yourself on campus. So how then did you invest into it? Because obviously you needed a startup capital to invest into this business.
Yes, so investing into the business means that I was investing in my first Ceo.Teo, in my first pair of slippers.
How much did that cost you?
150 cedis. That was 15 Ghana cedis.
Where did you get it from?
Oh, I told you I was teaching. And then I was, privately I was teaching in some private schools, and then I was teaching individual people in their individual homes and things like that. So from lectures, I go to school to teach, and then gather students around, or little boys from other second cycle institutions, and I teach them.
So you've got a number of shoemakers that you work with.
Exactly. I must say that they are all master craftsmen. Some were doing their own thing and they didn't find their rhythm, and then I have to coach them. So basically, Ceo.Teo started with coaching these master craftsmen.
How many of them?
Including myself now, I would say that we are close to 13.
13.
13.
And these people are scattered across the country?
Yeah, they are scattered all over. And then what it also means is that they might be doing their own thing. Some of them are just by the roadside. You know them, but you don't take notice of them. But I tell them, fine, you are doing your own thing, but this is what I want us to do together.
You come up with the concept.
Exactly.
And the style and the design.
Concept development, the design, especially to the input, the kind of leather that must bring the finished work.
And where do you get these leather from?
I have suppliers. There are people who are also into leather works. They just go outside the country, bring leather works. Some also are procured on the local markets. Okay. So you asked a very important question: how come Ceo.Teo? On campus, I remember because of the continuous asking of the stuff for my legs, I asked myself, I'm coming out with this, but what name should I call it? Then something dropped. I had 3 names. You know, I'm Saki, so I used the 3 letters SYSKY, Sky Shoes. And then I have Elegant Shoes. Then I have Ceo.Teo Shoes. Then I asked colleague friends of mine, which name do you think will resonate well with people? And all of them ticked Ceo.Teo. And I concluded on that name, Ceo.Teo, because initially my tools were talking. So anything I do, I must make sure that if nobody pay attention to toe, at least when they get to your toe, they must pause and then ask you, where did you get this from?
Over the last 10 years, would you say this has been profitable?
I will say yes, and without doubt, no regret at all. In fact, I have written a lot of applications to banks when I was in school just before graduation, and all of them turned me down. And in fact, if they had any of the companies had employed me, I would have regretted the rest of my life.
It's good you talk about applications to banks to, you know, support you. What has been your major challenge over the past 10 years, you know, doing this kind of business?
The challenges are numerous, but if you are very strong, you are passionate, and you know where you are dreaming, you are dreaming and you know your preferred future, you don't let challenges surmount you.
What have been the challenges?
Challenges, for instance, where you are taking this interview now is my house, where I have rented, so this is my hall. I operate from home. The challenge of getting a shop, they are quoting into the thousands. Now, how many slippers will I sell to make 60,000 or 50,000 or 40,000 to get a shop? That is one. The challenges of getting some form of access to a bank loan, you don't go there because the banks will always tell you where lies your collateral, you see. So they sing the collateral song and then I don't want to go there. But I was fortunate in 2005, some way, somehow, through the Ghana Development Marketplace. It was a World Bank project to try to assess and, you know, capture some entrepreneurs in the system who are having difficulties with finance. And it was a business plan competition. And so I got involved with that from 1,001 to 111 to 50 and then to 21 best entrepreneurs in the system. And they gave us an award at the Great Hall, University of Ghana. I remember they gave me about 20,000 then. And in fact, that has helped to 20,000 Ghana cedis in 2005. And that has helped in procuring locally manufactured, you know, tools, and then to procure raw materials, to train more master craftsmen, and then, you know, to push it into the business basically. So that has helped, that has been the stepping stone of Ceo.Teo actually in the scene since then.
What's your vision for the next 5 years?
The vision is very huge in terms of where I intend to go. I have noticed that a lot of people are trying to go on with the leatherworks. I intend to come out, and people also even want to learn. They want to learn the arts. I intend to come out with a vocational center, a training center, where you are not just doing anything, but you will be trained how to do the rudimentals of shoemaking. We teach you a little bit of marketing. We teach you a little bit of skills that will help you even with management, managing the whole concept, so that you don't just, you do 1 or 2 pairs, you go and sell, and then you chop the money. No, you are making sure that a lot of families rely on me for their upkeep, you know. So hitherto, their work was not going on well, but they can rely on the fact that we are coming out with a concept. I am very sure of a reliable income, some form of stable income.
How are you matching up to competition from, you know, other shoe manufacturing companies?
Well, competition is good, and it helps for us to come out best. You see, so fine, they might be doing their own thing, but if you study Ceo.Teo Talk very well, our concept is not foreign. We try as much as possible to localize the concept, to make it African.
Is it appealing to people?
It is appealing, and it is worth having one, you see. So that is what appeals much to people. Traditional wedding scene, they want to wear something elegant, something that will stand out for the occasion. So the appeal that Ceo.Teo Talk resonate is what is making us different from
Finally,
the
do you still require capital to invest in your business?
Of course, yes.
What kind of capital do you want? Equity, or you want capital investment in terms of real money investment?
Well, equity, we have to sit down and then look at it very well, because I started a company some time back. I started a business called Kidsland. Because of my teaching skill, I wanted to come out with a school to train young children, and then, you know, but that didn't work well because of the partnership. You know, there was problem with agreement and then signing of document and things. So I vowed never to do that. But if anybody is ready to help, we can talk. I'll get some few lawyers such
equity
that
or loans.
Yeah, equity will be fine, because the loans, the loans are becoming very expensive. You know, 30%, 35%, that is way, way, way beyond. And so equity will be looked at again, but from a very strategic point of view.
And that beautiful artwork there, Ceo.Teo Talk, be different.
Exactly.
That's the tagline,
Beautiful.
Be different.
Be
Thank you
different.
very much, Prince Ceo.Teo, for your time on the Mover segment. Thank you very much, viewers, for watching. It's been the Mover segment for this week. My guest has been Prince Ceo.Teo, the Chief Executive Officer of Ceo.Teo Talk Shoe Company Limited. We'll see you same time next week.